It's been a little while since I posted here, but if you've been around, then you might remember that I went on a road trip to Seattle in the fall. We drove straight through on the way up from Los Angeles, then took our time on the way back down. I honestly didn't get a ton of footage since most of our time was spent catching up with my mom and some close friends, but here are some snippets from that time, including our failed attempt at backpacking the Enchantments. If you haven't heard of the Enchantments, it's a stretch of beautiful mountains and lakes near Leavenworth, Washington, that has what is likely the most competitive permit lottery in the country. Less than 2% of applicants for the coveted core zone will end up with a backpacking permit. My first mistake was applying for permits in the wrong zone, landing us with Stewart Zone access, making it much more difficult, if not nearly impossible, to hike through the Enchantments. My second mistake was not properly preparing my group and making sure that they were physically ready for the strenuous hike. We ended up cutting our backpacking trip short and only getting a small taste of what the core zone has to offer. One positive was that we were able to have a campfire where we set up camp, which isn't allowed in the other zones, which are at higher elevation. I guess that just means I'll have to win the permits again, but for the core zone next time. Good morning! It's Monday, September 23rd today, and we just left my mom's in Seattle, or north of Seattle, and we're doing a road trip back down to LA. Super excited. We're basically doing Washington and Oregon because my boyfriend has seen most of California already, so we're focusing on the top two states. Super excited. We just missed the ferry that we wanted to take in Edmonds, so we're waiting for the next one now. But we're basically doing the peninsula today, and then we're staying in Ocean Shores tonight. So let's see what we get up to. We definitely got a very Seattle morning for ya. I'll show you. Here's the ferry terminal. We are getting quite a bit of drizzle. Very classic Seattle. And I don't know if you can hear it, but I am getting sick, or I guess I am sick now. I started feeling sick 2 days ago with like a scratchy throat. Then yesterday I was feeling a little bit better, and today it is much worse. So wish me luck on the road trip. After catching the next ferry, we arrived in Kingston and took Washington 104 west to the peninsula, where we started making our way down the coast, stopping at a few iconic Washington beaches. Rialto Beach was our first stop, where we spent some time exploring with Pico and finding different types of rocks along the shore. Pico was being his usual self, getting scared of his own shadow and whatever else snuck up on him. Washington definitely isn't known for their beaches, but they're beautiful nonetheless. Just don't expect the gorgeous sand of the California beaches. No trip to the peninsula is complete without visiting Olympic National Park and spotting herds of elk. I might be biased, but it's one of the most underrated national parks in the country. The crown jewel of the park has to be the Hall of Mosses Trail, which is an easy 1.1 mile loop through the most moss-covered forest you will ever see. At the time this video is going out, this trail and the rest of the Hoh Rainforest area of the national park are closed due to road damage. Hopefully it will reopen soon so you can go hang out with the banana slugs like this little spotted cutie that we saw on our way out. We finished up our day by visiting Ruby Beach just before dark and picking up some pizza on our way to our hotel in Ocean Shores. After a long stretch of driving yesterday, we had a leisurely morning before setting off again. Our main stop of the day was at Cape Disappointment, which is home to some beautiful hiking trails and the scenic North Head Lighthouse. A day pass is only $10, and we were able to bring Pico along on our hikes. Our goal for this day's drive was to make it to Portland, Oregon, which is one of my favorite places in the world to eat and explore new restaurants. If you're looking for food recommendations in Portland, I can't recommend Eam or Rangoon Bistro highly enough. For drinks, we absolutely loved commensal fermentation for beers and sunflower sake. Great coffee is all around, and no visit to Portland is complete for me without stopping to pick up some jianbing, which is a Chinese street food that brings me back to my childhood every time. Hello, it's Wednesday the 25th today, and we are doing a bunch of exploring. It is a nice rainy Pacific Northwest day today. We decided to stay in Portland another night, so we extended our stay at our hotel. We didn't get as much done yesterday as we imagined driving from Ocean Shores to Portland, so we moved some of our plans from yesterday to today. We're basically doing all of the gorge, well, a section of the gorge, not super far. We're going to the Bridge of the Gods, I think it's called, and back. So we just did Beacon Rock, which was super fun. I've actually never done it before. We're gonna go across the bridge now and stop at a few waterfalls on the way back to Portland. And then we're probably just gonna stay in town, get a bunch of food, maybe check out some shopping, and chill. It's quite gloomy today, as opposed to yesterday where it was actually quite hot when we got into Portland. I think it was still around 85 degrees. So that's it. I'm feeling like a wet dog. Pico definitely is making the car smell like wet dog, but it's a nice, refreshing change from the heat wave we were having in LA before this trip. So yeah, and we picked up these incredible chais from Pips. Oh my gosh, they have the best selection of chais and they're so good. We both got dirty chai. But yeah, just stopping for a quick restroom break at Beacon Rock before we leave, and we're gonna drive over to the other side. I love this drive. Okay. One of my absolute favorite spots along the west coast is Ecola State Park. There were some helicopters practicing drills right off the coast while we were there, which was pretty cool to watch. We had a lot of driving to do this day, so we refueled on coffee at Depot Bay and then made some quick stops at some classic viewpoints along the coast, enjoying the ocean views and checking out Thor's Well and Spouting Horn before sunset. Pico? What are you doing? Did you dig a hole? Wow, the waves are so beautiful. morning. It's Friday, the 27th of September. I almost forgot what month it was. And today's really our final day of exploring down the coast. So right now we're just about to leave Coos Bay in Oregon. So we're doing the rest of the Oregon coast. We need to get to Eureka tonight, which is about a 5-hour drive down the coast. So we have a few stops along the way. We're gonna do Redwoods today. I'm very excited for that, and it's gonna be my boyfriend's first time in Redwoods National Park. So we're just about to leave the hotel. It's already like 10:30, so we are getting a late start pretty much every day on this trip, but it's okay, we're making it work. And then tomorrow we need to be in San Francisco by the afternoon. So full day of exploring today. So our first stop is gonna be Natural Bridges, which is one of my favorite places. It's so freaking beautiful. So we got a couple hours. Oh, look at this. We got a couple hours to go until then. And then basically we're gonna do Redwood and head to Eureka. So let's go.
No, buddy. Smells like Zata. Oh, wish we could see a shark.
Hey! Hey! Please! Before leaving Oregon, we had to make one more stop at the Natural Bridges State Park, or that's what I call it, but I think its official name is Samuel H. Boardman State Scenic Corridor, which is quite the mouthful. Before we knew it, we were back in California and under the redwoods. Rather than hiking, since dogs aren't allowed on most of the trails here, we did a couple scenic drives, such as Howland Hill Road in Redwoods State Park, which I definitely recommend. By this afternoon, we were at our final stop along our journey for a great day in San Francisco before heading back to LA. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me on this road trip down one of my favorite drives in the world. Be sure to subscribe to catch my next adventures, and I will see you here next time.